5 horror movies that were rumored to be cursed. Hey guys, today we're going to list 5 horror movies that were rumored to be cursed. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary's Baby, based on Ira Levin's novel of the same name and released in 1968, was a huge success. It was Roman Polanski's American debut, and it cemented his reputation as one of the most distinctive filmmakers of the time, as well as Mia Farrow's as a movie star. It was also marred by deaths among the cast and crew, who died in bizarre and tragic circumstances. Krzysztof Kmita, the film's composer, fell off a rocky slope and into a coma from which he never recovered, similar to the actions taken by the witches in the novel to get rid of Rosemary's friend. Then there's Sharon Tate's story, Roman Polanski's wife. According to reports, Tate auditioned several times for the role of Rosemary, which eventually went to Farrow. She appears in a few scenes as a background character. Tate was murdered in her home by Charles Manson followers while the film was still in theaters. She was pregnant at the time. All of these events heightened public fear and interest in the film, resulting in increased popularity and an infamous reputation. Levin himself expressed mixed feelings about the film, claiming that while it provided him with access to exclusive literary circles, it also helped popularize the occult and Satanism, which were popular at the time. Number 2. The Exorcist. Perhaps because of people's Catholic upbringing, The Exorcist is the most well-known horror film. It's also one of the most revered horror films in history, with even non-fans admiring it. When it was released in 1973, The Exorcist sparked theater walkouts, caused people to pass out mid-screening, and saw theater attendants hand out barf bags to audience members in what has to be the best marketing strategy on the planet. The Exorcist is a terrifying film that follows Regan and her mother, who seeks medical help after witnessing some strange behavior from her daughter, only to find her way to a priest, who is the only one who can help the possessed girl. The Exorcist set was riddled with injuries, one of which affected Linda Blair. Blair was injured while Regan was in the grip of demonic possession. She thrashed around with the help of a rig that kept her tied to the moving bed. The lacing came undone during one of the takes. Blair explained in an episode of the documentary, Cursed Films, "I'm crying, I'm screaming. They think I'm acting up a storm. It fractured my lower spine. No, they didn't send me to the doctor. It is the footage that's in the movie." Aside from the injuries, there was a fire that destroyed the majority of the set, but mysteriously left Regan's bedroom unharmed. Things didn't end there. One audience member sued Warner Brothers after passing out during a screening, falling out of his chair, and breaking his jaw. Number 3. The Omen. The Omen is a story that elaborates on a father's lies, taking them in terrifying directions. After a traumatic stillbirth, Robert Thorne takes a child from the hospital ward and hands it to his wife, pretending he is their son. As fate would have it, the child is revealed to be the Antichrist. The film, which was released in 1976, capitalized on the success of The Exorcist, another film that specifically targeted Catholic fears, making the production ripe for supernatural happenings. The production of The Omen was fraught from the start. The producer was warned about the risks of making a film like this by executive Bob Munger, who pitched the original story. He said, "If the devil's greatest single weapon is to be invisible, and you're going to do something which is going to take away his invisibility to millions of people, he's not going to want that to happen." Tragic events occurred during production. Gregory Peck's son committed suicide, and his plane was struck by lightning while flying to London for the role. One of the film's executives, Mark Neufeld, also stated that his plane was struck by lightning while flying to Los Angeles. Such incidents continued to plague the production, resulting in the death of an animal trainer on set and the involvement of a special effects artist in a fatal car crash that recalled the fatality he created for the film. According to local reports, a sign near the accident site read, "Omen, 66.6 kilometers. Number 4. Poltergeist. As we leave the horror films of the 1970s behind, we come across Poltergeist, which was released in 1982. This horror classic follows the Freelings as they deal with a haunting after their youngest daughter is abducted by spirits who communicate with her via the family's television set. The Poltergeist curse is one of the most well-known in film history, inspiring both E-specials from Hollywood and an episode of the documentary series Cursed Films. Among the tragedies surrounding Poltergeist, the high number of deaths associated with the film and its sequels stands out. Heather O'Rourke, the little girl who served as the series' face, Dominic Dunn, Julian Beck, and Will Sampson all died while working on a Poltergeist film. Other creepy things happened on set, including rumors that real human skeletons were used in the iconic pool scene, and that an exorcism was performed on set after filming was completed. Number 5. The Conjuring. The Conjuring inspired a whole universe of modern horror films, many of which are among the best in the genre. The story of the Perrons had a profound impact on everyone involved, from the Warrens to the film's cast and crew. While production was never halted, the experiences were bizarre enough that the team behind The Conjuring 2 hired a priest to bless the set before filming began. If there's one thing to take away from all of this, it's that you can never be too safe when depicting the paranormal. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.